Hello and welcome to another game. Currently starting with a Caro Kann. Alright. Gotham style. Alright. I never know what I'm supposed to take exactly. So I think I'll start by bringing the bishop out. Alright, I think I have to take here. Close the door on my bishop. Check here. Probably not the right move, but I'll do it. Alright, should I put more pressure on it immediately? Then he recalls this guy. I don't think that there's a need for it, so I won't. Okay. I'm not really doing a good job explaining my moves, huh? Okay, so I think I'll keep my bishop then. Alright. Can I put more pressure there? Not really. Okay, so I feel like tonight's gonna be a good night. I'll start by doing this. Creating a square for my bishop to go back into. I should have probably started with this move. Okay, that's no longer a threat. Alright, so I'm going to start by bringing my bishop back, I guess. Okay, so I could start with that. I could start with that. No, that leads to this. So I can't do that. I could bring my piece up this way. I don't know. I'm not... Alright, I think... Okay, what? Well, I can't really do much right now, can I? I don't really have that. I could go for this. That actually seems relatively... No, wait, then this is gonna come. So what if I do this myself? So then it'll take him like another move. I'm gonna start with this. I wanted to go with this, but okay, so he's gonna go for that. So I don't want to do this anymore. So if he attacks, I take, and the queen comes over here. Is this a threat? Not necessarily. Okay, so I think I'm going to start by doing... No, then the queen gets over there. I mean, it doesn't come with check. So does this do anything? I think he's gonna take, queen takes, threatens, but I can block with the queen, so I think it's okay for now. Okay, so he does that. Alright, so now queen also guards here too. And also, so he does that. Do I care about this? I go here. I can't really go here. I can't, well, I could go here. I think that trading might be the most smartest decision though. So I think I will trade, and then I will come over here and attack the knight. That doesn't really do much for me. So what about defending like this? Makes some sense. What else? What else can I do? That doesn't work. This doesn't work. Alright, so I think I'll start by not doing that. I think I'll start by doing this. It connects both of the rooks and also guards against mate. If I had moved the queen here, what was I thinking? Maybe I could have just done this. Okay, so I was expecting that. Alright, so I think I'm going to move the rook here. Also, this is a move too. Does this do anything? I don't think so. Alright, so I think I'll go ahead and start. Okay, so he brings it back. Alright, do I have this? Do I have this? It is a move. Do I have this? And queen takes. I don't have this either. Do I have this? If I go here, he has to... That keeps pressure. I don't want him to get in. What if I do this? Then he has to, like, bring it back. And then what? How do I... this doesn't work. This doesn't work. Does this do anything? Does this do anything? I have this move. So, go here, so I can go here, I think. And the bishop is guarding over here. Okay. So, start by doing this. Okay. So now I'm going to put 2 rooks. Okay, so what I think I'll do is win a rook. Alright, so advance the pawn. Does that make sense? I think it does make some sense. And there's no checks right now, so I think I'll start by doing that. Okay. So, I think... Okay, so he does that. So I think what I will do is bring the queen back here. Okay, so he does that. Does this give me anything? Not at the moment, so I can't really do much about that. I think, what can I do? I think going here makes some sense. Try to trade off a pair of rooks. Okay, so no trade-offs, a pair of rooks. See here. Probably have to do this now. Alright, now I'll go and try to trade off a pair of rooks. Okay, so I think my rook will infiltrate on the back rank now. Okay, so now what? Should I try to break up the center? Okay, I think what I can try to do is try to go for queen trade. I think instead I will try to go like here. Okay, so he does that. Alright, so what can I do now? I think what I will do is probably bring my rook back. Okay, so that is threatening to fork both of my rooks, but it loses a queen. Okay, so if he goes here, then I can fork these two pieces. Okay. Okay. Mm. 16 good moves. That's not even good. So, opponent played at 82.2% accuracy, and I played at 90.5. Played at 2100 level. Opponent played at 1850 level. And it's disgusting. This is how good I have to play in order to stay at 1400. Alright. So e4, c6, d4, d5. This is the start of the Caro Kann. So this is, well, I don't know. Is this called the advanced Caro Kann? Sometimes the bishop comes out, or it comes out, but in this specific line, the pawn pushes and tries to break up the center immediately. Opponent redefends. I bring up the knight because I've studied this line before. I don't fully understand why the knight has to come out and allows this to, well, you want them to take it because it splits apart their pawn chain, and then you can attack it with the bishop. So you want this to happen. That's why you're sacrificing it. Similar to Queen's Gambit, but not. They bring out their knight. I pin it. My bishop now has the job. So they bring out their knight. So I guess the idea is they take, and I can't take back at any point. So I decide to take because I can't hold on to that pawn any longer. He takes back. I close the door and move my bishop. He unpins himself. So it's an excellent move, but I should just brought the knight out. He pins himself. I bring up my knight. So now I'm ready to castle. He castles. I castle, and it wasn't even the best move. I should have brought out my knight to attack his bishop. Wanted me to take it. Wanted me to take it. Interesting. Wanted me to forget about it and just take. Then I would have like no bishops. Alright, so he the knight can no longer move. Okay, so I went ahead with my initial plan. I think that's why he moved the bishop there, so he could take it. So I take it. This is kind of a waiting move, but I'm also preparing a home for the bishop to slide back into. I'm also thinking about like starting a kingside attack, but not yet. So this is just a good move. Yeah, see, it did like this move. I didn't think I was like ready for it. Alright, so my bishop has a home, so I slide my bishop back, but it thinks that moving it here might have been better. And we did see that later on because his knight was able to get to this square. I don't know. I just didn't want to cause him... Oh, I control that square, so never mind. That's never going to be a thing. So it didn't like it. Really thought that I should have gone for this. But I was worried that if this comes, then I wanted to put the knight here because I didn't want to put it here because if I put it here, it's like further away from the action. All the action is going to be happening over here. Anyway, so I figured that he was going to sack it, and I decided that I was just going to allow it, and I continued with my plan here to fight for the center. So he goes and he brings in his knight, which isn't even a good move. I continue with my plan. I ignore his threat. So that was the wrong move. He really... I thought that he was going to do this, and I would have taken... Oh. I didn't see any of this. I didn't see any of this. So I wasn't even allowed to take... I would not have found that. No shot. Just like, yeah, I'm... Okay, it does make sense. Desperado the rook, because you're going to lose it anyway with a check. So, and then he desperados the pawn, which forks these two pieces. So the queen gets into the action. I don't know why he would have done that first. Oh, I figured he would take the rook first. But somehow black is still winning. I mean, oh, probably because this is a major threat. Okay, well anyway, we didn't get any of that. So should have taken with the bishop. What? And should have just left it there. That makes some sense. Anyway, we didn't get that either. So, taking was the best move. I felt very uncomfortable with that whole sequence, you know, because right now he's got like a mating threat and has initiative. So, I did consider that, but for some reason, this... Okay, so this... And it's just like, it didn't really do much there, I didn't think. Yeah, I figured that he would trade. So this was a mistake. Should have moved the queen here. That was a good move. I can't be playing good moves. I gotta be playing better moves. But, you know, maybe not blundering. So, like that. That trading immediately was best. So he like barricaded it and I couldn't move. I couldn't figure out where to go. Here, check. I can take it, I guess. Oh, yeah, that would have been a really good move, huh? Because then if you did this, then it would get pinned. I didn't see that at all. I was just thinking about how my time was getting low. So rook comes in, guards, moves back, goes for a rook trade, gets to the back rank. And yeah, this was a really good tactic that honestly won me the game. Well, technically, I guess I was already winning, but I didn't know how to like really make progress in this position. I was worried I was going to blunder something. But I was able to find this. Won a queen. Didn't even like this. I was expecting this. I was going to check him here, and then I was going to pick up the rook. You want me to do this immediately, then he moves down. Yeah, that would have been pretty strong too. And then, yeah, there was options. Alright, so played a really good game. I guess. Opponent played pretty strong as well. I'm just like so annoyed, you know, I have to play so freaking good just to stay at like 1300, stay at 1400, you know? Alright, that's it for this one. I will catch you in the next one.